Lords and ladies, welcome back to MyStreet. 5 years later, with your host, Jacob Butter. I hope everyone knows that I can't actually hear the music whenever it plays, so there's just going to be one time when that button just fails me, and I'm just not going to notice. I'll just be dancing with pure silence. Anyways, well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking about back to 5 years later, and also today we're joined as well by our guest, Aiden DeBest, who has just left right before he just turned his camera off.
No, sorry. My mom walked in. Didn't want that to be on camera. Anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to this mode for a second because actually I've got a. I thought I'd do something. You know, it's a momentous occasion. You know, you get to.
A season finale.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare something. I've got an idea.
Also, side note, Afma clearly planned stuff after this, and I don't like how she named like the finale end, because that makes it seem like it's meant to be a series finale, like finale end, like.
Okay, not necessarily. Not necessarily because like it's the end of like this particular finale, like because I have finale part 1, finale part 2. I actually kind of present this for a different reason because it means that my title, the change of it from Minecraft Roleplay to Mighty 5 years later is actually too long for YouTube, meaning I have to take out the MyStreet part and just put 5 years later. So on the too long for Twitch, but it would be too long for YouTube eventually.
Maybe YouTube requires like 100 characters, so I don't know. Or
yeah, fair
100.
Enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
100 words. Oof.
I thought I'd do something, because again, it says momentous occasion, we get to a finale, end of finale, whatever.
Oh, reverb's on, by the way. BB point that out in chat.
Okay. All right, I will turn that down. Thank
you. You no longer have the voice of a god. I am a great deity.
Can live with this. Okay. All right.
Anyways, I gotta go eat food, so I'll miss like the very beginning. So yeah. I can't really hear you, but sure. Be back in like 5 minutes.
All right. So, oh, he's gone again. Okay. So this guitar, I'm pretty sure I've had this since I was like, I don't know, like 11 or 12 or something like that. I haven't touched it in so long, but I thought that since we're here today, I would play a little bit of a tune for all of you, you know? So let's see. Prepare for the amazing sounds of guitar playing. What's that you say? That wasn't guitar playing? Well, if it's not guitar playing, then someone please explain to me this. An Uncertain Future. Starlight episode 35. Just gonna put that away before it gets damaged. All right. Anyway, we'll get to that scene when we get to it. I think everyone knows what that's all about. So, without further distraction, I suppose, on with the reaction. Oh, and also I don't have popcorn today, so I have grapes instead. Yeah, no, right? That's totally what guitar sounds like. What do you mean?
How? Aaron described Elizabeth. He also said he saw a boy from the lodge. The connection of those two with the thought of forever potions. Plus.
So, let me get this straight. So Derek didn't believe Aaron when he said that Ian was there the last time, like the first time it happened, nor did he believe in the immediate aftermath. But it was only when Elizabeth was mentioned that he suddenly was like, oh, wait a minute, someone I know is already on the island. Well, fantastic. You must be telling the truth now. Again. Father of the Year.
Zach is here, Garte.
I know that. I know they escaped the realm and sealed the...
Yeah, well, we know Zach's here because you hide him, Derek.
Men. But why all here at Starlight? Why right now?
I don't know.
I thought we confirmed the boy from the lodge was dead. Gone.
We confirmed blood trails and assumed he was.
What? Why would there be blood trails and no body if the body hasn't traveled, idiot.
We never recovered the body.
And if he truly is here,
Unless they thought he was, like, eaten by the wolves. In which case, do wolves eat humans? I don't know if that's a thing or not.
what on earth are they planning?
We can't think about it.
Our kids are here.
If we think about it, Garte, we're going to act on our suspicions. That will provoke them. We've talked about this.
See if they thought about it, actually they act on their suspicions and left the island here. Season 6 when it needs to happen.
I don't need my family in any more trouble than we're already in.
Then
I
leave.
saw. Derek, the rumors of Ultimas are resurfacing.
I know. I've made all of our family aside from Aaron aware.
Why not tell him?
He is the successor of the curse.
1 second.
Kaka.
Kaka indeed. Wait a minute, I should do. Hold on a sec, I can do something. Kaka!
Oh my god, it's Godbird.
Godbird. That needs to be like an Aphmau fanfic character. Godbird. It just
Yeah.
comes back and starts like causing chaos among all the characters that missed out on the fanfic craze back in the day.
You know,
Anywho.
you know what? You know what? Here's the story of Godbird. Godbird was the bird that inspired Garth with the feathers. Godbird started flying around him, telling him all these tips how to get women. They weren't very good tips, but there are tips nonetheless.
Well, see, the thing is, there were good tips for birds. That's where the feathers thing came from.
Oh yeah, you gotta puff. Yes, puff out your feathers. Oh god. Anyways,
Honestly,
so
Mona's just texted me. Everything's
Ooh.
happening now during this. Like one of us is leaving, one of us has like another text like respond to.
Romance. So you guys are romancing each other in DMs or whatever.
Honestly, we were talking about a video essay before. It wasn't really romantic.
Oh, I mean that could be romantic. The video
Depends-
essay was
yeah,
very
it depends on the
romantic.
topic. It was the same one that I showed you before, so you know.
Yeah.
relevance, but yeah. All right, and now I need to do.
Without further distraction.
I've already done that line.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, you missed a lot. Chat, do you want to fill Aiden in on the joke that he missed earlier? Anyway, while I carry on.
He will be the most impacted by this. I need to protect him as much as possible.
Are you sure? Derek, think of what he's done to my son.
Garte,
I do love that, Derek with Forehand last episode was like, oh, you just think, Aaron, control yourself. You don't, you're so irrational and blah, blah, blah. And now Derek is telling him the exact same thing. So like I said before in the last episode, like it is good to see Derek taken down a peg, especially by somebody, who, I mean, there's somebody who is his equal in all senses. So yeah.
Yes.
you know better than I that Garth would be dead by now if he was.
Okay, that is a terrible explanation. Guitar is no longer guitar. Do you understand that, Aiden?
No.
Yeah, that was terrible.
truly
basically, what I did before was that I brought out like a guitar that I have in my closet that I've had since I was like 12 or something. I haven't touched in ages, and just like played some background music on Restream as if I was like, strumming the guitar, which again will make
I
sense
mean,
later.
that's
Going
yeah,
to
that's
die.
basically happening.
Why does that
yeah.
matter? That doesn't stop the pain he's going through.
His forever potion is keeping him alive, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, remember when you chemically
you bring-
abused your child? Remember that? He's
Well,
like,
guess
don't
what?
you
That
bring
saved
that
his
up.
life.
Don't
We
don't
have
you
mixed
bring that?
messages to
Don't you
convey
bring
in
up
this,
the
actually.
chemical abuse I put on my child? Like, Garte, you're a terrible person.
Yeah, but also, isn't that like a weird message to be like, oh, guess what? You chemically abuse somebody,
Well,
but
you know
that also
what?
saved their life. If in fact, you know what, the whole turning into a werewolf thing actually was called out for the exact same reason. It's like it was beneficial, especially for season 6 when everyone needs to be like more durable and such, except for Zane, who just managed on his own because he was amazing.
Zane's just Zane. Zane is Zane.
Yeah.
He could get stabbed straight through the shoulder, and I hated that because like they're like, oh, Kawaii-chan won't be fine because she got a slash on her chest, but Zane, who had a sword driven straight through his shoulder, no, he can handle becoming a magical stone.
No, see, here's the thing. It should have been Zane who got injured anyway. Actually, thematically, it would have made sense because he would have been protected with Shield and Gareth, and also within the power scaling of the MyStreet multiverse, which yes, that is a thing. Kawaii-chan beat up Gareth and Lawrence single-handedly in the big move, meaning she's able to overpower a regular human and a Forever Potion strength human at the exact same time, thus making me assume that she's actually more durable than that.
No,
But yet she's the one who suffers and almost dies.
No, the tone of that scene was comedic. The tone of season 6
it doesn't
was serious.
matter. It still happened.
It matters because that's the way Aphmau chose to write this. That's
And
the way
thus she would
Aphmau
need to
tried-
like we spent the whole episode yesterday talking about how Aphmau had to refer back to her old stuff to avoid contradicting herself. This is another example of exactly what I'm
she
saying.
doesn't make sense. But the way she decided to write it, that was irrelevant. Like in her own narrative.
Yeah, so she made the decision. She had to live with it. That's how that works.
Well, she clearly doesn't choose to live by it. So I'm
yeah, and that's why we're complaining about it. That's why it's worth mentioning.
It's dumb, but I mean that's the way apparently her story wants to be written. Travis to survive flying hundreds of thousand miles away.
Which, by the way, I totally called that essentially because there was like an implicit line about who his dad was in Minecraft Diaries, friends of Demon Warlock, and that being the reason he actually survived that. Later on, during the possession of the Demon Warlock possessed him, he was able to be impaled and take the sword out. And heal himself
but he was also, he was powered by a million different souls.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
he was empowered, so that's like a relic user getting blasted by a laser. I mean, obviously they're gonna be fine because Aphmau managed to survive being hit around a lot by the Demon Warlock and getting basically appendage stabbed. Therefore, normal Aphmau could do that. Don't question my logic. That's just how by that logic.
Yeah, see, exactly. Kawaii-chan, that wasn't the same in Kawaii-chan, the different sword injuries they had.
Yeah, but
power scaling or otherwise. Okay, back to this episode.
Bring that up, you.
I'm
and
right.
To be fair, I highly doubt Gareth and Lawrence in that scene wanted to actually hurt Kawaii. Like, I highly doubt either of them would. Like, when you think about it, I mean, if someone's
true, but they did come out like
they were
barely able to
beat
walk.
her up.
They were barely able to walk, which again it means that she must have exerted a lot of strength, especially for Garth.
Yeah. Well, she has a lot of strength, but I mean, I highly doubt. Like, they probably could have overpowered her if they actually tried to overpower her, like, which they clearly didn't because they're like,
okay,
hey,
so maybe the task is a little bit less than I thought, but still would have given her more resistance than Zane, who has not shown any such feats, and in fact has been mocked for how unfit he is on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
I don't want to remember that.
It's a part of our past, Garte.
Oh, that was the Derek and Garte before. I didn't.
Oh, I thought Baby Zane was like, "You want us to fight?" It's just like, yeah, let's go.
No, that was
let's go,
Jacob. Our whole, like, spiel there.
The hell we put those children, our children, through. We will always remember it.
I wanted to believe we were doing something good, Derek.
The only good that's come of it is that you inadvertently saved Garth's life from this.
See, that's what I was saying. Mixed messages.
Event. Will the potion you put on him be strong enough for him to live through this?
He and Caitlin had the strongest potions we had. I can only...
Yes, test the strongest potions first. That's standard procedure, isn't it? What?
I hope.
Do these people even science? You start with minimal dosage first, and then you increase it.
Ziana!
Garte! It's Gareth!
Yeah, we
It's
know.
Gargar.
Oh.
Gargar.
Okay, so here's the thing. He's either lying there, like, comfortably, like, relaxing, or he's dead because his eyes are open.
No, I think he's just relaxing because all the painkillers have killed. He is so numb because of the painkillers. He just is fine. Just like, I can't feel any part of my body right now, but it doesn't hurt, so I'm okay.
Yeah, this would be like the scene, like like if this was a comedically toned scene, this would be the scene where he starts like spouting utter like nonsense in like a drug-induced medical like ramblings. Yeah, exactly. See, there we go. He's high. That's what I was gonna say. If this were very comedically, that's how it would be done. Then again, Afro has managed to mess up.
Oh
having,
no, like the
a
whole
character
Dr.
in pain
Mom
not be
thing,
funny before.
the whole Dr. Mom thing kind of is a tonal whiplash. It's just like, hey, funny
Okay,
line!
yeah, but that lasts a few seconds. That's not too bad.
Tonal whiplash.
That's like there and gone. Until again you bring it back twice and through her eyes.
Garth! Garth, my boy! Speak
well,
to
that
me!
series is more comedic.
Gareth, me boy!
Oh
Sorry.
my. Oh, speaking of tonal whiplash.
Dad?
Please.
Okay, he's
Doctor,
alive. Good.
is he going to be alright?
He's in a stable condition as it stands.
What does that mean?
It means he isn't going to die. Not anytime soon, anyway.
What?
I can't explain it.
What do you mean
was
not
that
anytime
reaction?
soon? What, do you think Gareth's immortal? Just a bit of potion on him?
I don't know. Immortal potions probably do exist in this, like forever.
Actually, you know what? You know what? Maybe having a strength potion would increase your like your lifespan because
durability.
like yeah, because it would mean like all of your cells would be like strengthened, so all of your telomeres wouldn't rupture as much during replication, meaning that you'd actually you wouldn't actually show this as many physical signs of aging. You know what? That could also be part of the reason why Gareth is canonically so handsome. He just doesn't show the signs of like aging and such.
Okay.
He's just gonna stay like wait. That could also be why Agent R called him kid. He didn't realize how old he was because he looks younger.
I mean, yeah, but he maybe. I
Okay.
think that's just the Agent R thing, though, to call people kid because
Oh,
young people.
He doesn't do it to anyone else.
He's not taking to the effects as a normal human would.
Well,
In any case, the IV in him will keep his pain levels low. Until then, I advise rest, and plenty of it. I'll be on standby until further notice.
You're leaving?
Until he starts dying again.
I will be nearby. At the moment, until Garth shows any other reaction, there's not much I can do. We can only hope the transformation takes place instead of death.
He calls Aaron like something. I'm forgetting, but something. Well, I mean, we'll probably get there if it happens in.
It probably happens with Falcon Claw.
How likely is the chance for transformation?
Very low. We can only hope.
I like this music. Oh, I found Aaron there now. Oh yeah, there's her ring smushed into her arm.
Yeah, we've seen that.
All my fault.
You're darn right it is.
Okay, choke him.
No.
Choke him.
Garth?
He's not gonna harm another person.
It
No,
is
I
my
would. I mean, it was
fault.
kind of, it was partially your
Gareth,
fault, Gareth. You were kind of dumb. You were like, oh, Aaron's enraged. I know, I'm gonna touch his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it's like probably an immediate human reaction where it's just like, oh no, I must try to do something. But that was a pretty dumb reaction. That was pretty dumb. You should have been a bit more careful. Like, you should have pulled an Aphmon and closed your eyes in front of Aaron and be like, Aaron, you're angry. Please don't.
What was it?
Hang on. Oh, and this is when Ziana has the right to sing. Did you know, Garte? Did you know? Wait, what?
I don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
And I...
Garth, No, it's mine.
Stay away from him, monster!
Garte!
Dad! Please, let me speak with them.
But I...
Please.
Fine.
You're not a good person, Garte.
Okay, I'm not gonna like knock him too much, especially after the shock. But you know, not ideal reaction, but it's a reaction.
Garth, I'm so sorry.
Also, I love how Aphma's allowed to stay in the room. Like everyone else is implicitly leaves, and then Aphma just like just like wanders behind.
Yeah, no.
It's kind of like, you know that scene in the Half-Blood Prince movie when when he's doing like the Quidditch tryouts and like Harry's made Quidditch captain, so he says stuff like, he literally says to people, just because you made it on the team last year doesn't mean you'll make it on again. Which, yeah, that's true. That is how it goes down. But then explains me why Ginny was behind him for no reason. Why is she the exception to that? I know that she's like canonically
Main
like an
character
amazing
energy?
Quidditch player.
Main
but
character
so was-
energy? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, oh, Garth said them. Okay, I thought he said him. Okay.
Aaron, I forgive you.
He just sounds like he's about to die. It's like, I forgive you.
Become what you were, what you were capable of. A secret you shared with me, and I forgot.
Oh, you forgot. Yeah. And also, you even in the immediate moment when everyone was like saying to cover your eyes and shield yourself and stuff, you literally just like grabbed like, hey, Aaron, turn around, look at me.
You just grabbed his shoulder. It's like, Aaron! Just
Hey, Aaron, calm down. Look at me. Oh, it's Aaron.
This
Aaron,
blame
look
does
at
not
me.
lie on you alone.
I should have controlled it.
What's done is done. I'm okay. For now.
For now, at
Please.
least. You're not
This
dying.
serve as a warning.
Yet.
Try to control yourself.
I will.
You know, this one has more impact on him than anything that Derek said to him before.
So sorry.
Garth, how do you feel?
I'm in pain.
In pain.
Yeah.
It hurts. It feels like my bones are being broken down and reforming.
I'd tell you what you have to do, Garth. Climb a mountain.
Burning.
I know. Don't grit your teeth. That'll only make it worse. Try to relax your body if you can. That helps.
Thank you, Al. You know, I kind of figured you might have asked Aaron to turn you. If not now, then eventually.
Why?
Because if
Because you're an idiot and didn't think that
he
through.
didn't, after this I might have suggested it myself. If this happened to you, and you...
Son, please. Save your strength.
I agree. Aphmau, Aaron, let's give him some space.
Do not feel guilty. Please. Just enjoy your time. You've been
Go forth and live your life. Again, he does sound like he's just dying. Yeah.
through enough.
He's kind of dying.
For me.
Yeah, he can't die. He's Jason's favorite character. Now let him die.
Wait,
I'll
what?
try.
Thank you.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, Garth is Jason's favorite character in MyStreet.
Then why when talking to Aphmau, he's like, I know what we should do, turn him into a werewolf. That's like I don't know, Raina being your favorite character, and it's like, you know what? Let's have Raina be kidnapped.
Instantly, Raina is not my favorite character, just
Yeah,
in case
I
anyone
know.
had a heart attack there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it might boil down to the fact that Jess is actually like really stubborn when it comes to a lot of her work, because apparently like her and Jason have had like arguments about stuff that's happened in the episodes themselves like many times, and Jess seems to most of the time always win. That's where like most like the wackiness comes from sometimes. So who knows? It could have been just like a moment was like, hey, I know what would make sense. I feel like that might be part of why everything seems like so sporadic. It's just because like it's just like Jess has the same like the same writing mind that I guess like the people who do the Family Guy cutaways do, where it's just like, oh, put something on, please. Also, why are we doing like Garen and Harith and No.
Oh God.
You know, I
Aaron.
would say that turning into elf was not a bonding experience, but then again, these two made it into one, so whatever.
It was an accident.
I should have been in better control of myself. I know I saw him.
See, here's one thing that could have like solved everything in this instance. You know, what if he covered his own eyes? What if he just like did this? I don't know.
Saw
Anything.
Ian, and I just
Or he turned around and was like, "Yes, Gareth. Tell me what do you want to say? Is there something the matter? By the way, Ian's here. I don't know, something."
went into a blind rage.
Calm down. It's going to be fine. I believe you.
It's going to
It's
be
just
fine for
Gaining control
now,
of your
at
emotions
least.
is key right now.
I know.
Your eyes. I thought anyone who looked into them when they're red, I thought they would die.
So did I.
Then why did Garth?
I don't know. Give it like another season. Just like get 10 people in one go.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I think he
It
killed
doesn't
like
make
20
sense.
actually during that scene.
Oh, I had a counter of on-screen deaths during my reviews. I don't know how many it got up to, but it was less than 20. It was more than 10.
What he said really hit me.
Huh?
If my eyes had caused me to lose you, I don't know what I would do. I would probably go berserk.
About that.
Not the only thing that would make him go for that.
Me, Aaron.
I mean,
but
I
it's
don't
just the
know. I mean, I
You
think
know what you were
shot by
saying
a
before about
laser.
Jess planning stuff at this point at the start? Yeah, that might have been one of the things.
She may have planned to have Mona die at one point. Oopsie.
Part of it.
Uncomfortable laughter.
Maybe I am a monster.
Aaron, you aren't a monster. Do you think you can show me your...
All right, stop! Enough!
Yeah,
Garth
not while
is
there's
up-
people around. No.
Okay, I saw him
No one's just gonna ask, and not the time half now.
with my own eyes. He's alive.
Oh, now you bring this up, not before when Aaron was, being told he was crazy for it and to calm down and everything. No, you didn't verify that at all. Now you say, oh, guess what? He was alive. Thanks, Melissa.
Melissa!
Jeez, so much
What?
yelling.
Do you not understand what happened? Gareth is...
Oh,
Yes, but from what I got from Daniel's mom is that Garth is stable. Am I wrong?
wait, side
No.
note.
Oh,
why would
maybe
she call-
maybe
why
maybe
would
she was
she
saying
call-
he's alive to Gareth and not to Ian. Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are right, but...
You thought that? Even I didn't think that. Oh,
Well, why do you think I
You're-
said thanks, Melissa, so sarcastic?
What does that have to do with...
Fine, then our dinner for tonight is back on.
Why can't we...
All yelling aside, I'm being serious. I understand the severity of the situation, but it could have been a lot
Situation?
worse. Suppose
situation.
Garth has the
Are we getting we're getting like a brief serious Melissa for the first time since I guess since the last thing we saw.
Well, here's the thing though about this
now.
current Melissa. With her being serious now, like her voice isn't super subdued, where she sounds a lot like
No,
this.
it's not like the yes, Afmal, thank you for meeting with me.
Yeah,
I'm a
but
very
like,
serious
like
person, it's not
honestly,
quite
I
like that.
think
It's
her
a good mix.
portrayal of Melissa as time went on, like it got a lot more life in the voice because even when she was being serious in the past, like her voice was always subdued. So I think
but
that's just a voice
definitely,
direction
that's definitely
change
what
for
happens. The more you
Melissa.
voice the character, the more accustomed you get to them. Actually,
Yeah.
the better you get at whatever voice you want to do for them. It happened
Maybe,
in,
but
like,
makes the
Goku.
past kind of inconsistent when you think about it, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it can be somewhat inconsistent, but then again, sometimes that is for the best. Because remember in Fallen Angels when we did that scene of Zack talking to Thanatos, and looking back at it, it's like they're not really that distinctive. Well, I recently re-recorded that because I actually had to. I was doing that for a demo, a scene where I could do like multiple roles and stuff. And actually, I sent that into voices.com. It hasn't nobody's commented on it there, but I did also use that exact same recording in an audition for like extras recently. Someone said it was amazing. So there you go.
Oh,
Evolution over time, documenting both those
exciting.
voices.
Mhm. Oh, speaking of voice.com, how is that going?
Well, there's two things I've auditioned for. They're still deciding for. I got declined for one of them, and everything else I've actually been working on trying to apply for like other things outside of that, like in-person stuff, rather than the voices. just how it ended up working out.
The Fates and
Yeah.
Irene on his side to be blessed to be in the position he's in.
Something like that.
We should continue to go out, go about our lives. If we dwell on the bad that has happened, then we are going to drag everyone around us down. Besides, what would Garth want?
He would.
See, that could almost have been like the moral behind like the entire season 5. If you dwell on the past, you know, you go bring everyone else down with you. Which, yeah, that's good to like talk there as a perspective for like other people. But I guess most of the people who were around here, except for I guess the pup trio and you know Blaze and Maria and such, they all knew what had happened and they were all getting over it in their own ways. Travis and Caitlin too, as well. So I suppose because it was like a variation for all those people who were like you know trauma bonding. But
We
yeah,
love
it's good.
trauma
But, so I don't know. I know. I guess that's one mixed message that can stay mixed. I think it's like, yeah, you can almost say, you can almost say you have to do kind of both. You know, I don't want to be like, oh, you know, don't share about you know this stuff because you'll bring everyone down. Because sometimes you do need to do that. I suppose picking the moments is nice. So, but I think maybe like the situation with like the moment that gets picked that Mr. chooses right here is where she gets most of the criticism rather than like the effort itself. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I've heard people talk about the finale of this in many different ways. Oh, and I thought it was said sarcastically because we saw Gareth's a love. You mean a lot? If you talk about the whole Jason's favorite character thing, no, that was like mentioned in I think it was in a stream at one point. All it was in a post. Because Garth went from like a serious character in Diaries to a suave character in early MyStreet to the goofball in late MyStreet, and he works in all three. I think that's why it seems like he's like the most well-rounded in Jason's eyes.
You wouldn't want me to feel guilty.
But you do, don't you?
You really have to ask that?
Exactly. So everyone, we're going out.
Oh,
We're
alive!
going out to keep the spirits happy, to
Right.
keep Garth in good health, and overall, just keep the mental state of everyone intact. That's my goal.
I understand. Fine, we'll go. But we're
Spoken like a true entertainment CEO, I guess. Not CEO. Whatever. Executive.
coming right back here if any further word on Gareth.
Agreed.
No question about it.
Gotcha. All right, I'll gather everyone.
This will, of course, be repeated during the episode 3 of season 6.
Everyone seems too tense. Gotta change that.
Come on, Vacation Melissa. What do you got for us?
Hey, what's shaking, Bacon?
My daughter is a werewolf.
And I'm not. Well, I mean,
What?
after seeing
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
okay.
get over it, Derek. We've been over it. We've been over why turning into a werewolf for
Yeah, if
certain
anything,
reasons
he
bad.
should realize right now why it's not a good idea, given what just happened.
what Garth is going through,
Yeah,
not even
there we
sure
go.
if I want to be anymore.
What's been
You're not sure, are you? I'll answer it for you. Don't. You will not
Don't
survive.
do
done
it.
is done. Get over it. You.
What?
Okay. Weird way to
That
phrase
is
it.
bad advice. Well, not bad advice necessarily, but bad phrasing.
Maybe this gets criticism because of the way that she goes about this idea. Like the effort to keep everyone's spirits up is appreciated, but possibly the
Misguided
execution
a little
is
bit.
what it comes down to. I feel like that's a lot of MyStreet acts. It comes down to the execution. You get people talking about like the cringe stuff that happened, but it was executed in a funny way, and you get the opposite stuff where it's like where it was like a completely like tonally dissonant because of the execution, but the idea, the principle itself, is actually there.
Don't become a werewolf, though. It's painful.
Yeah, don't think I'm werewolf. It's a bad idea.
Mom, Dad, you're being mood killers.
How can we not be with Gareth?
Yeah,
Yeah, I-
not just them. Everyone's mood is dead.
Dad, I'm sure he's fine. Sending negative vibes into the air isn't going to make Garth better. It's going to make Garth worse.
Are you kidding? It's Derek. Second negative vibes in the air is what he does all the time.
When I'm sick, it doesn't make me feel better when people are all mopey around me.
You do have a point, sweetheart.
Of course I I do! I got my smarts from my mama.
Hey, what about me?
I mean, I got my looks from you.
I mean, Derek is the definition of at least you're pretty.
I can live with that.
Hey, does that mean I'm not as pretty as your father?
I mean, do you think he is, Mom?
Of course I do.
Nice
He
save.
is the most handsomest man alive.
Rachel.
Ew.
What do you mean? It's the kind of thing that you like lap up all the time and can't.
I like it when they're good. I like it when the people in the relationship are good.
And
I
yet
don't
you want to
like
give Pop a
her.
love interest. I see.
Like, listen.
Phew.
Okay, listen. That's for redemption reasons too. That is for redemption reasons.
Okay, all right then.
That was about to go south really fast. Good thing
Yeah,
I got
at
away
your
while
expense.
I could. Hey, why are you guys sad?
I don't.
Why you're okay? Asking why they're sad is definitely a step too far. Now we were at like the line before, and now she's gone like, "Hey, why you sad? Is your one and only big brother, not a one and only brother, one and only big brother, in like mortal danger right now? It's fine. Turn
He'll
that
be
frown
fine.
upside down."
It's
Oh
my.
wait, you're wearing a mask. Can't see your mouth. Turn that assumably a frown upside down.
Want to lose my brother.
Zane, Garth managed to pull through just seeing Aaron's eyes. He's tough. He'll get through it.
But
Send him those good vibes! Now look, you're sitting across from a very beautiful lady.
What?
That's something to be thankful for.
Oh,
What's this
God.
I
Thanksgiving?
mean, you are beautiful.
And
better?
Kawhi, also, side note, Kawhi-chan only really got a giggle. I only got a giggle this episode. It's big sad. Give him more lines.
Okay. Oh, but I thought. Sorry, I thought it was like the fact that she did giggle at all. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Ew.
That must have been like a very like strange like script where it's like, oh, I guess I get to giggle. See, if we did that and we just put that in a script, none of the voice actors would see it.
Oh, well, the way I write
Me
it,
too.
I like write giggle next to the line. Giggle.
Yeah, I've actually started doing that for Mob Slayer.
Yeah, because
actually.
it's
I've
a lot.
taken
It's a lot easier because then
I've
the
taken
VA
a leaf out of
actually
your
reads
book in that
it.
regard because no one
Yeah.
reads the stage directions.
No one reads them. They're like, oh,
two
the
will be
character
fine.
giggles.
Hmm.
You both
It's
have
just
each
like,
other.
what?
Thanks, Melissa.
Did you just blush? What's that?
Oh,
Listen
no,
up!
you're on the
I'm
table.
not about having things here at Starlight go wrong. Especially when we
Things
have the
already went
moment to
wrong.
Yeah, exactly. What?
change things.
Things went
Let's not
horrifically
let it
wrong.
go to waste. Tonight, I want to forget about our problems. Even if just for a moment. We never know when we'll get it back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure season 6 is planned at this point. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, might
Okay,
as
you
well
never know
write
when you
these
get it
lines
back,
in.
but also you will get it back within 3 episodes because then that's when you go to the dance. So
So come on. Who's with me? For Gareth.
Out loud.
Gareth!
Oh god.
Tonight we feast in Valhalla. I don't know. There you go. She got it. Moika got a yeah. Is that better?
Yeah. Listen, we stand Wicca in this household.
I mean, okay, yeah. Did anyone like start playing music?
No, this is just montage music.
Careful, Aaron. She can jump and get that poopsie now.
Go on. She's just dancing on the table.
I mean, that is just classic vacation Melissa right there. It's like foot food. Ew.
Hey, Aaron. Sing for us.
Wait, hold on. We gotta just address the chat for a second. She's standing on the table. Frankly, I wouldn't eat after that. Foot food. Okay.
Well,
First of all, like, what? She's not stepping on the food, so that wouldn't the food would not be affected. That makes no sense. Anyways, I'm not Burger King. Number 13. Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. There we go.
Huh?
Come on, you know? You were trying to learn a long time ago.
That was before Af and I were dating!
You were trying to learn?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Honestly, it's one of the things that you easily forget once you've taken a few lessons. So fair enough.
He was.
But if it was before Athen and he were dating, his voice must have changed a lot during that time.
Gonna serenade you and stuff to win your heart back then. He was like, I think she likes guys who can sing, so I'm.
What gave him that impression? What conversation were we not privy to where he got that impression?
I mean, probably one of those online conversations they had.
I guess. You know something? I realized we never actually. I don't think we ever actually get to see Aphmau I guess with any celebrity crushes. I guess if you talked about a bunch of singers or stuff from back in the day, that might have been.
She had anime crushes.
Well, yeah, true, but does Grey Fullbuster sing? I don't know if he does.
Maybe.
Then again, he shouldn't actually have existed given the timeline, but assuming he did, does he ever sing in Fairy Tail?
I don't think so. I haven't seen Fairy Tail.
Oh, okay, all right. Chat, does he ever sing?
I'ma try to and.
Shut it, Melissa!
You were gonna.
Aaron, I would have loved to heard you sing.
No.
To heard you sing, hear you
I
sing.
can sing live.
Wait, Aphmau made a grammar mistake. I am happy because I'm not the only one who does it. Heard you.
You were never the only one who. Okay, whatever.
Been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking something wall.
I love how she's something wall, but this there's just the words she reads are off the, and that's it. I don't know whether to be impressed she managed to cover up with the exact syllables he needed, but then again the syllables were 2, so it's not really that bad. And also, what? How do you forget off the and nothing else in that song?
Something.
Okay, now just whatever. Peace offering. Love that. Not gonna leave my drink to it, but I'm gonna raise a glass. Or mug, whatever. Oh, and Garta couldn't party.
Huh? He's smiling?
Raise a glass to freedom!
Melissa, thank you.
Huh?
It was nice to have this moment. It was to be about to let go of our worries. Even if it was for a minute. Thank you for all of this.
Thanks, Dad. Really. I wasn't sure about having this party at first. I didn't want to be insensitive. I mean...
Yeah, at times you were insensitive. A little bit.
I really thought we should try to move on from our worries. Not to forget them, but in spite of them. You know? And I know I can be a little... pushy.
Just a little?
Hey!
I was about to say that I'm gonna eat it.
Alright, maybe I came on too strong. But with everything that's happened in the last
but
few
guess what? That's what she gets for Derek. Being pushy.
days, the newspaper...
Which is why she's succeed him as CEO, but...
Yeah, I still don't get why they picked Aaron to be...
Sensitivity? Who cares about that? He's just dying. Yeah, that's what it came across.
Yeah, but there's nothing they could do about him dying right now. It's not like they can stop him. Right?
Yeah. Also about that whole Aaron CEO thing. I think we talked about that last stream. I think
that is so weird. I don't know.
We covered that extensively as the actual reasons why it would have been. But yeah, maybe now that's all cleared up. I was gonna say maybe that's all cleared up. Melissa could step in and follow her father's footsteps. I don't know. Yeah, pick up from where the old relic left off.
There's this Zach guy, and now Gareth and Aaron. We can't give in to our fear. I wanted us to remember that we're stronger than that.
You're right. You are your mother's daughter.
What did I tell you?
I want to see a little bit about Derek and Rachel, because we mentioned before how thematically Rachel could have had a huge impact on Derek as a character. but also just like if she gets like that kind of thing, like keeping positive, given that she's actually, married to an Ultima, that's a very important quality. Also, one that she's somewhat lost over time, considering how bitter and like calculated she actually became. So maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe it would have
welcome
been,
to the world of business. You become more bitter over time.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I understand that. The first year of Buttercall took a lot out of me, but yeah, understood.
Really think I'm prettier than your mom?
Yes, Dad. Huh?
Oh. I think a cool alternative way to reach this point in the story would be Melissa and Garth taking the company. Oh, if you mean like the partnership, then yes. But wait, hold on. I'll get back to that. Seeing files involving the banishment, then experiments with the other main characters feels like a smoother way to go on from comedy to drama. Two things about that. One, Garth didn't want to take over as CEO, so most likely would have been like, I don't know, Melissa and Zane if you want to go like the generational route. And also,
that kind of is interesting when you think about it, though, because like the younger child would be taking over the company in both regards, like the younger one.
No. Melissa's older than Aaron.
Oh, I forgot that. They treat her like she's the younger child. It confuses me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, but that's why it's even more confusing. She's the older one, more qualified, has more training in the business and everything. Like that's why it was like so bizarre. But yeah, so okay, just make it so Garth does want to make the company. He's good, funny ha-has.
But
yeah,
he
I
wouldn't
don't
even
think
be
that
good
would
at
go.
business. That would be a Zane thing.
Yeah, I don't think that would go too. I mean, either way, Melissa and
that
Zane.
that would be an interesting idea to put in season 7 if we were to do it. Like have Zane and Melissa take over the companies.
Okay, yeah, Zane and Melissa. I was gonna say.
No, I'm not gonna say Garth.
The whole idea that B was suggesting there works just as well with Zane as did with Garth. I mean, if Zane finds out and it's still affected Garth, it's like still about Garth. That's fine. Zane still has a good reason to have like a good dramatic reaction to that, and also try to find a way to actually break it to him as well. In fact, both Melissa and Zane would be trying to break it to their younger siblings. That's another good parallel. Sorry, to their siblings, to their to one younger, one older, whatever. To both bigger to different people, whatever. Secondly, the other thing I was gonna say, because there was two things. The other thing, the other thing was that I don't think the remaining all Lycan corporations would have any reason to actually like document the Ferro Potion stuff, because I know they mentioned they were in the business of that before, but that was under Michael. And that was before they founded their respective companies that, were designed to like make everything better in the world. So yeah, implying that they weren't actually like that was after they realized. I know they said they'd make something more better with the Ferro Potions, but Derek phrased it in a way that seemed like he made the company afterwards, and I would assume that Garza did the same. So other than the fact that their funding seemed to like come out of nowhere, which Melissa already found out, so she'd already dug out the files of that, wouldn't need that again. There's no ties back into Michael, and that's deliberate. That was what was covered up. So I don't know, really.
Where did Offmau and Aaron go off to?
Here we go.
The same.
Hey! You just kind of walked off.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't get what happened to Garth off my mind. I know Melissa meant well for everyone, and she's right. Moping around isn't gonna do anyone any good. But still.
Still?
I came here to be an early 2000s superhero and brood alone.
They're all thinking it.
Thinking what?
I'm some sort of monster.
What?
Wolves aren't forgiven. They're used as imaginary monsters in fairy tales. Even the story of the Ultima.
Aaron, Carte called you a monster because he was scared for Garth. He acted in anger and in the moment.
Then how will everyone else act when they find out? What's gonna...
I just realized something. About the wolves being like used as like monsters in fairy tales and stuff. I mean, yeah, that's true. That does happen quite a lot. In fact, we recently did a whole D&D session about like where we actually ended up acquiring a direwolf without fighting it. So yeah, can understand that. But yeah, that does make you wonder. Like, did they? I think Afar has seen Shrek quite a few times. The whole point was, something that's has been vilified all the time as to gain the spotlight. maybe that blend into it somehow.
That happened the rest of my life. Will they come after you if...
Aaron, show me your eyes.
Huh?
Your red eyes.
No.
Why not? I can now. They won't hurt me.
I will say this is something that Monet does whenever I'm worked up about something and I'm overthinking things. She'll just like say my name, like calm me down, like draw my focus, and then we'll like ask me to do like something. I don't know what it might be, like turn my camera on, for example. Like that's the general idea.
Floof the hair. Did she ever ask you to do that?
Well, yeah, the floof the hair thing. Yeah, that doesn't really calm me down ever. That's not a good example. But yeah, example of her asking to do something. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, so again, MyStreet being somewhat relatable sometimes, depending on where I am in life.
I don't.
Please.
You're staring at the part of me I hate the most.
They're beautiful.
That was the most 2000 superhero line I've ever heard.
Oh my!
Hate the most.
Jacob, they're having a romantic moment and you're ruining it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I said the 2000 thing before, and I was like, I need to follow this up. It's rule of threes, you know. You gotta do like. That's how the jokes come around.
How dare you?
You never mean any harm to anyone, Aaron. You've only tried to protect others, and you know that.
You know, except for the time you actually actively hunted down a guy and left him to die amongst a bunch of wolves. You know, apart from that situation, never harmed anyone.
It doesn't matter what others see in the moment. What matters is what you've done. What you've done to help others. What you've done to learn from your mistakes.
Besides, you always have your fangirls from season 1, right? You know, the ones you stole from everyone.
You aren't a monster.
I love you, Af.
Even if the world is against you, I'll still be by your side.
That's relevant for season 6.
Follow me.
Follow me. I'm going to show you my favorite place.
No,
I've never shared it with anyone else before other than you.
Also, BB, I'm pretty sure Afmo did actually tell Aaron.
I mean, if Afmo's never told, that's true. There would have tons of details about it, but if Afmo's never told about that, what does she think happens?
I mean, remember during the season 4 finale, Afmo's mom asked what happened to Ian, and then Afmo responds, wolves, from what I hear, or something like that. Something along those lines. Like, she mentions the wolves, so she knows the whole Ian being eaten by wolves or whatever. So she at least probably knows about the fight, and she knows Aaron and Ian were chasing each other, so she probably knows they fought, and she knows eventually what happened at the end of the fight, so.
Oh yeah, well I mean, she was told that Ian was dead because everyone was told that. So at the very least, she must have thought that Aaron must have snapped his neck or something. I don't know.
No, whatever. She said wolves.
Yeah, I know, because you're specifying there. But even that didn't happen, we still had plenty of people talking about Ian being dead. So at least you would have been like, huh, don't know what happened exactly, but you know what? I'm not going to ask.
I mean, to be fair, I would leave Ian to die.
No, you finished him off.
True. I mean, I don't.
Look at that! It's the full moon. You know what? Okay, raising a glass. Also, that other speech from before. That's what.
Wait, I'm a bit concerned about the stream now, though, because don't they sing a song for Final Fantasy? Should we be concerned?
I've built that up. That needs to happen.
Okay, I mean, hopefully.
In fact, hold on a second.
Also, side note: where'd Aaron get his guitar?
All right.
You don't.
Here we go, Aaron. You and me. Let's go. Let's do this.
Uh-huh.
He's not even playing in tempo. Look at that. He's just going.
To be fair, it is Minecraft. It would be it's Minecraft.
That's
What do you expect?
Yeah, but you slow down the footage. If that's what happens, you slow it down.
You don't want to
Maybe
slow
because,
down
like-
Minecraft footage. No, Minecraft footage has a natural bounce to it, like the tails are moving slowly and stuff like that. Slowing it down would look obvious and terrible.
Okay.
Minecraft roleplay wise.
He's doing the pop goes.
The pop goes?
Do the pop go. Swing your arms from side to side. I'm kidding.
Now we basically get a music video.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this down.
They didn't even pick a song that sounded like Aaron. Didn't he?
Actually, I don't know. This does actually sound like Jason. It might be actually Jason singing.
I know.
I saw that in the comments. Actually, there was Jason actually doing the song.
Listen to his voice, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't really sound like Jason.
I think it does. Okay, speaking of the speed, I don't know if that was deliberate, but actually, like when he went like across the tree, it actually like the music like got to a point like he did like his part of, like the verse, and then the music like sort of like the guitar carries on a little bit, and then it's only when like the tree emerges like he actually carries on again. I don't know if that was intentional or not. It's weird because like with these season finales, there's stuff that I noticed like in a lot of them, like the Finger Drop High Season 2 one particularly, where it's like, was that intentional? Or was that just the stars aligning?
Oh, angels, you say?
Yes, angels fall.
Oh, God. Next season. Oof.
Again, I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but Aaron then goes down on one knee and then his head bobs as if he's singing that in the moment, even though it's a flashback. No idea. Stars align, I guess. We don't need to relive this moment. We can skip this one.
It's still a big Armau moment. It's still an important moment.
Yeah, after she asked him to be her alpha. Isn't that a great moment we gotta remember?
You have to remember it happened.
Yeah, I think everyone remembers the turning to a werewolf thing, given what happened in this episode.
And that end shot, I use a lot of my music videos whenever I edit season 5 stuff.
Of course. All right.
Oh.
So
yeah, now it's just the credits.
Yeah. So
I mean, wait, I got a question though. What, like, after rewatching this whole season, what are your thoughts on it? Has your opinion changed on a season? Like, do you hate this season now? Do you love it? I don't know.
I'm gonna put away my guitar. Hold on.
Because, like, my opinion on the season hasn't really changed because I still think it is a fantastic MyStreet season, in my opinion. It has a lot of flaws, but that's just MyStreet as a whole. It's good, but has a lot of flaws and a lot of weird writing.
Okay, yeah. So so when I went into this, I said that I've been saying for years that season 5 was essentially like the perfect balance of MyStreet, like what it became essentially, because it has the dark dramatic stuff, it has the aftermath of all those things going on, and it also has, I just realized I'm not sending a shot myself, but of course it also has a return to some of the lighthearted, some little bit more comedic antics, albeit with mostly the werewolf characters nowadays, I guess, because everyone's too traumatized to be super funny a lot of the time. Except, I guess, you know what? Forget that. They are too. Because I remember the Zane really brought his A game in this particular season. But yeah, so honestly, yeah, I think my opinion has stayed the same. Final Fantasy 2. Also worth bearing in mind that this is probably the best season for the ships. The concept of shipping itself is not as focused on, but the actual character relationships are. And they do advance more here than they have in most other places. Even if they did start, but a long while ago. I mean, even Aphro and Aaron, I suppose, their progression is all over the place. But yeah, obviously Zane-chan, clearly best season for them. Traveling, honestly, could be good for them as well, because
I thought Traveling kind of was underutilized in this season. Like, I feel like Traveling was treated like, because there isn't even, for example, there isn't a thumbnail focused on Traveling, and half the thumbnails are focused on a Zane channel all the time whenever it's a shipping episode. So.
Like I said, the concept of shipping itself was not as focused on, but the relationships themselves really were.
Yeah, but honestly, I thought Traveling at least deserved a thumbnail in this season because they didn't have a thumbnail.
I don't know. I guess in some sort of way, I guess they were. I guess
they were a lot more of a low-key ship.
They try not to like overcomplicate it or try to be like, oh, we must hit these checkpoints to talk about their shipping and stuff. Because I realized, having shown Moni a bunch of stuff that happened from early MyStreet, some of season 1, some of Phoenix Drop High, there was definitely a time during that where it was just like, okay, we're going to acknowledge the fact that we're doing all these ships to make sure it's cemented into people's minds. Whereas here, it's cemented people's minds. You don't even have to actually like talk about that. There's one moment when Aaron makes a call back and says like, oh, the perfect couple ship, and like to use the language that Kawaii-chan understands and such. But yeah, I mean, even the character who embodied the very idea of shipping had a name change in this one to become more grounded and genuine. So yeah,
I mean, it makes sense development-wise. I mean, it makes the relationship more realistic and more believable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I said that this is still one of my favorite seasons, despite obviously we talk about the negatives. Obviously talking about like the whole werewolf stuff that kept on happening. In the mini games, they took it even a step even further beyond that we didn't address as much in these episodes, but it was quite bizarre. It is only when
the mini games. I will say this season had some of the best mini games.
Okay, yeah, well.
Like I don't know. I thought the mini games were really fun this season. Obviously, we don't cover the mini games during these streams, but I thought like the mini games were kind of funny. We had a lot of in-character mini games. We had a lot of.
By the way, we are not doing a stream on mini games, incidentally.
Yeah, no, we're not. But but I feel like in this regard, this season improved on them because like Phoenix Drop High had some mini games, but not really that many. Like Phoenix Drop High really didn't have as many. Like season 2. Referring to that didn't have as many mini games. I feel like this season had the most mini games and most stuff.
I think the Phoenix Drop High ones was mostly blend together. It's mostly the pup trio in all of them. So
yeah.
Apart from the June arc, which again was still the pup trio, but it was just
I did actually enjoy doing an arc during the mini games. I thought that was cool, but I kind of wish we went somewhere to the whole June thing because like that went nowhere. Like even if Phoenix Drop High, like I kind of wish it got introduced in Phoenix Drop High.
It's weird, you know what, Aiden? June was actually somewhat ahead of her time as a character, because not only was she basically the prototype Kiori design-wise, but she also like showed a trend that modern Aphmau still does. Introducing some other characters who are somewhat related to the main ones, that have seen the light of day anywhere else, and they're not in any canonical capacity. Characters like Arthur, for example. The little sister that Aphmau never had. And Sylvana was able to have despite very clearly being in the menopause years.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, stuff like that. Okay, back to this. Yeah, it still ranks as my favorite season. It's still like playing like a balancing act between that one and season 3. I think season 3, the big advantage that one has is that the climax of it was actually more built up to. The climax of this one was a string of chaos and chaotic incidents that seemed to be somewhat related, and a lot of the setup that's in this actually set up for the next season rather than the conclusion of this one. So, as a season 3, I think that structure works better for it. But as a story, as a concept of ideas, I think I'm going to go with season 5 for this one still.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I still don't know what I would class as my favorite because, like, I love season 4 still. Like, as much as flawed as season 4 is, I love it to death. Like, I can rewatch massive parts of that season for ages and not be bored.
I think that's my viewpoint on season 1, actually. The same way that you've told me about that.
Yeah, but like,
opposite sides of that.
But like, then there's like season 3 and 5, which I mean, you know, and then there's also season 6. But like, I don't know because they're all.
What about Love
like...
of Paradise? That's my least favorite. What about?
Oh no, that's my least favorite. That season, in my opinion, my opinion is the weakest season out of all of them, or one of the weakest. I don't know because like it. I mean, I don't like season 1 that much. I mean, season 1 doesn't have that much rewatch value besides the big major arcs, and even so, part of some of those multi-part
that's what
episodes.
I think about season 4. The first 12 episodes serve with like almost no purpose.
I mean, they serve a purpose, but it's just more of a slow build-up, which could have been executed better. But I think, like, because there's good stuff in those episodes. It's just it could have been executed a little bit better.
Except 6. 6 was a train wreck. The other ones had at least an element of good to them, which again, you know, I'm sure even you would acknowledge that in season 1.
Yeah,
that's the case. We have the same opinions just for different things. It's weird how that worked out.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I feel like season 4 also has some of the most emotional highs in the series besides season 6, because like even season 5 never really got me choked up at all. Like there's no emotional high to season 5 or even season 3 that made me want to cry or anything like that. Like I've wanted to cry at multiple points in those seasons.
I think we just witnessed the moment that's like the most emotional high, that right before Aaron starts singing, like that concept of the docks and everything.
Yeah, but like there's just no moment in those seasons that made me want to cry, and I feel like that's a massive plus when something makes me want to actively cry.
I mean, that's
fair. You know, because you know, as much as I don't like to cry, it's still great.
That's fair. I am the one soulless void that never actually wants to cry at any scenes of MyStreet, so I can't really offer any sense on that.
Well, maybe that's why you don't. Maybe that's why season 4 doesn't hit as hard for you, especially because like season 4 has several moments that just hurt me in the feels.
Even if it did, you still have the 12 episodes of virtually nothing versus.
I mean, you say virtually nothing, but episode 1, like there was still a slow build up. There was still.
I know. I know that's why I say virtually. Like there were things in there that could have been massively trimmed down if possible. If anything, season 4 actually has somewhat of an idea of like it could be a short film almost. Or
a movie,
even a film, and there's like, but there was
a MyStreet. Oh, that what you know what? If AFMA ever sees this, make a MyStreet movie. I mean, if you're not willing to make a season of MyStreet anymore and think it's gonna flop, make a MyStreet movie to end the series.
Oh.
Do that. I mean, that's the easiest solution. I mean, it's like maybe what 5, 6 episodes, decently long MyStreet episodes together in one movie format.
Yeah, you know what? Make it into like an action movie. Like put it in theaters. It doesn't matter. We've been waiting for a Minecraft movie for ages anyway. The official people aren't going to do it. So I don't know. Get the license from Mojang or something. Whatever you have to do. Just put it in actual theaters. We'll go watch it.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we can't react to it as easily, but whatever. Doesn't matter. We'll still see it. I think we have enough reactions to MyStreet to cover ourselves for like the next 5 years, especially. So yeah. Oh, also, Hey Arnold's moment. I'm not sure what that means. I haven't seen Hey.
It's a TV show.
I know what it is. I just don't know what the moment's referring to.
I don't know. I think it's the fact that it had a movie.
Oh, okay. Well, that's like I can say that for like Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, like so many things. So many the X-Files, there's so many TV shows have movies. Some that wrap it up, some of them are just, in the middle. Depends.
Yeah.
Oh well. MyStreet movie, everyone. Go crowdfund it, I suppose. I don't know. Or we'll get Catface to crowdfund it. I don't whatever. You got what it said.
Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go.
Oh god, why that image?
What happened? I looked away from the screen.
So it went from like the plane from the beginning, which, you know what, nice touch. Season open with that plane. It closes, the goes with the plane, whatever. But then immediately goes Jessica Bravura as Aphmel, and then shows the image of her like with like the most like cheeky smile ever. Hold on, but I think I need to. I can't describe it. We're just gonna go back. Okay, so hang on, film with this one. Look, that you missed it again.
I looked away. Oh,
you missed it again. Right,
okay.
No, we're going. Right, take 3. Let's go.
Fine, I'm actually looking at the screen this time.
That face. Look at that. That's the first image of her. Like, we just had the emotional goodbye, and it sounds like.
Set in your corn for a show.
The irony seems actually much happier.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, again, the flattering images that you can have of your main character, who you play, and is your self.
Oh yeah, Aphmel's butt. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Aaron's face is my internal reaction right now. Why?
I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes.
All the ones of him are just him being humiliated.
Oh, BB also put a comment if you want to pull that up.
Yeah, the most was that I saw that one before. You were looking away from the screen at the time. I put that one on because that's a good slide in. That's a good guard. And mirror guard. That's it. Why so many of them?
So many Minecraft
Minecraft anime. We get it. You don't need the.
Okay, I think the point of this clip was showing off Caitlyn's new outfit because this was a big moment for Caitlyn.
And like show the outfit part, it not the whatever.
Not her putting it on.
Yes, exactly. You should change it the next frames. Whatever. You know what? Maybe Zane is strong after all.
No, nothing can break me. Oh, MLP got featured. Let's go.
There's so many voice actors like credited with their like full names rather than Oh, there's the face again. Alright.
Me, myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes.
I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else.
There's that roller coaster I like so much.
Skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes.
Oh wait a minute! I just realized something. Now the wolves got like credits. I guess they're all like voiced by the crew. I guess. So, wait, Jason.
Well, I think. Oh, where?
Alright.
Van Etra. Oh yeah, no, they're a part of the sporting cast.
There's Jason Lord. Okay. And Godsend. Oh.
Well, okay. Pause here. So, unlike Jess, I tend to actually show clips of every character, so I don't really divide up the supporting cast and the main cast like Jess does here, because Jess actually puts the supporting cast on a different thing. Even though I just like if you
that's
so,
fine.
That is something
because you have a much bigger crew and you have more people to credit in this instance. in order to fit the song properly.
Not really, actually. I mean, I feel like you could have like showed like 1 or 2 clips of each character. I mean, I did have Fallen Angels. Because Fallen Angels like has a huge cast. Like I credited a lot of people during that finale.
I guess if you like shortened the individual credits of each of them, then you would be able to fit them in somehow. But there are quite a few, so I don't know.
And plus, some of these characters even play, you know, as like separate
Michelle
characters.
Marie
anyways.
as Inner Ghost.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah, Emma, yeah, Inner Ghost. God, it turned off camera by accident.
No. Alright. Lucinda gets a supporting role? Nah, that's not right. Put Lucinda into this, but at least.
I mean, she wasn't a main character this season. She didn't really do much, to be fair. Although
she broke into a guy's house. I'm not forgetting. Someone show was
oh, why are we in the Dakawaiian face? Okay.
Well, we started on a terrifying Aphmouth face, so I guess it fits. Whatever. Alright.
Huh? What's this?
I'm not sure. Weren't these the guests we helped check out earlier?
Yes, but that was hours ago. They were supposed to be on the plane out of here by now. Hold on a sec. Let me go see if I can speak with the pilot.
Oh god, this
Excuse
cliffhanger.
Excuse me? Pardon me? Excuse me, is something wrong?
Aside from the crowd of angry people?
I mean aside from the obvious. Why aren't these guests checked out yet?
You mean you weren't informed?
Informed about what?
The island is shut down.
What? Why on earth?
There's a rumor that the Lycan family is here. People are being sent to investigate. No one is allowed to leave.
The Empire is shutting us down. And there we go.
Oh, dramatic cliffhanger of the season. Oof.
Absolutely. What will happen to these characters? Well, we shall soon see them grace our screens once again. In prequel form at university.
Yeah, okay. Before we go into Falcon Claw University, I'm going to just say this now. It, in my opinion, is the weakest prequel season. Like, in my opinion, I think it is the weakest prequel season because it introduced a lot of plot points, but doesn't resolve them, in my opinion, properly. Like, it alludes to how they would end, like with the whole Luca and Caitlyn thing. It's alluded to, but we never see it end. So it would have been nice having that be a scene. In the
Luca and Caitlyn thing was my second greatest thing I wish they brought back. The first one actually was Xavier, exposing the Lycans. That was like his whole thing in that.
Well, I mean, the whole problem with crap, what's his name?
Xavier.
Xavier. The whole problem with Xavier is, why did Derek tell a random person about the ultimate secret? Okay,
yes,
we're gonna cross a lot of these bridges when we get to them. But
exactly, yeah.
There is quite a few dumb stuff in Phoenix, like in there, and honestly, it was said in one of the Use Your Words videos, but where Falcon Claw is filler, like that was literally said as a joke during one of Use Your Words, and I'm gonna be honest, it was used as filler.
They also said Zane-chan was rushed and forced in one of those, so
okay, yeah. I will say some of the times where Aphmau mentioned criticisms of her series is just stuff she's heard, which doesn't hold much weight. Like Aphmau's a Mary Sue. No, she isn't. Zane-chan was rushed and forced. Not really. Zane-chan was really built up over time and was pushed out a huge amount, pushed more faster at once, but it wasn't rushed and forced. Like there was a build up to Zane-chan. Like I mean, rushed and forced.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, maybe the relationship.
Rushed in. No, you know what's rushed and forced about Zane-chan? The way Damien and Kawhi-chan broke up. That was rushed and forced, but not Zane-chan itself.
I mean, Zane's straight after that even happened. So. Oh, I'm running out of battery.
Yeah, but in general, I don't know. Falcon Claw still. I mean, Falcon Claw visually is good and stuff like that, but there is even some inconsistency with Starlight, ironically, with Falcon Claw. Because, like, remember how in one episode Starlight, when the boys were hanging out, like, Aaron's like, oh, I didn't I didn't ever know a girl to be into me like that. I thought Michiu was just being a jerk.
Yeah,
It's like,
no, we
okay,
actually talked about that in the stream itself. Don't worry.
yeah, and then cut the Falcon Claw, and it's like,
I think Ghost
he's
and I ripped
literally dating someone, and then it's just like, I mean, like, keep in mind, those were written maybe, what, 3 months apart? Maybe 2 months apart?
I mean,
like,
if they write
some of
stuff
the
like that
stuff you
we
could.
do, it could have been planned. It could have been planned at the same time. It depends.
Well, if it was planned like that, that's even worse. Because, like, you were like, why would you write in lines
This
like
is
that?
what I was saying before about Aphmau not referring back to her other work to actually check for these things. Because even when you
but,
don't
like,
have
how do you mess
whole
up? How do you mess up, like, writing that's a few months later? Like, I can understand Aphmau messing up something from season 1 of MyStreet. Like,
or from the big move, like the
if
whole
she,
Kawaii-chan and Garth and Lauren
big move.
thing.
Yeah, I could understand her messing something up because that was a lot longer away, a lot like farther in the past. But I can't
or
understand messing something up a few
even
months
my
later.
least favorite season 1 scene, the Traviska scene that implies that shows that you can actually become invincible on a whim in this universe, thus ruining
Yeah, I mean-
everything in season 6. That stuff, it was years ago, fine, but yeah, it does get
But
weird when
yeah.
it's like immediately afterwards, like, you know what, I've changed my mind about this. I'm just gonna make it different. I'm gonna pretend that it was just
Yeah, I mean, the whole Jenny thing. The only way the Jenny thing can work in that season is Jenny never actually confessed to Aaron, and it was just a crush that she always failed at confessing to Aaron. Like, that's the only way the Jenny thing could have worked in that season.
Yeah, as it stands, as a story device, I do like the fact that Jenny and Aaron actually did date for a bit. That's fair, but also but like as a whole thing, as I know.
Yeah.
As a
Also,
as a piece of
I
continuity,
thought
it does
Diana in that season was treated kind of weirdly because Diana was introduced, but then kind of disappeared halfway through Falcon Claw University and didn't really come back post the beach episode, even though she was introduced as another love interest potentially for Aaron. I didn't like how they treated Diana. Like, they didn't even mention Diana.
It's interesting you mention that because actually Diana has some parallels to a certain Scooby-Doo narrative devices, but I'm not like in the way that a character actually like is introduced early on in the episode and then eventually once they come back later it's using a monster costume. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
And another
there's
problem I had with it was what was it? It was
I thought the end of this season 5 thing was become a review of the next thing we're going to tackle.
No, yeah, but I want to say all this stuff beforehand, just in case my opinion changes after rewatching it. But I don't think it will,
Oh, that's
because
fair.
like I have a very analytical mind, so I remember this analytically a lot. But I don't know, because like, oh, also there's another inconsistency for Falcon Claw, in the season 3 premiere, Dante says to Lawrence and Gareth, oh, we've roomed in like college, and and talks about how they roomed for so long, and then cut to Falcon Claw where Dante and Lawrence don't even exist. Side note, Lawrence existing in Falcon Claw would have been a good way to bring him back. I'm kind of salty that they didn't bring back Lawrence.
I mean, even if nothing else, to serve Garth's character arc, because he actually does have like stuff that he goes through in that season. Having his best bro there in his his brother in arms.
Yeah.
That'd be great, honestly.
I mean, and maybe it could pull some jealousy stuff. Maybe Garth worries that Lawrence will eventually start dating Aphmau. Maybe he worries about that at a certain
Well,
point.
I mean, they kind of worried about. They'd never actually really worried about each other. They always said, remember what Garth said? One of them said it. If anyone deserves to be with Aphmau, it's one of us.
True. I don't know. I just think there could have been a lot. I thought, in my opinion, Falcon Claw could have been executed better. It has a lot of good aspects. Like, the cinematography is good. The voice acting is good. I do think a lot of the new characters are good. I don't personally like Jenny. Like, I know Jenny was partially an antagonistic role, but I just don't like Jenny. But that's just, again, my opinion.
Okay.
I can see someone else liking Jenny. I can see it, but I don't personally like her. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I actually did like her. Yeah. I know. I think a lot of people view these characters that come in and like interfere with like the established couples from later. People see them as a threat quite often sometimes, or as a whole thing to obsess over, like the
I
whole
mean,
Kai
I
Hyena
guess, but
situation.
it's just some of the actions Jenny took was kind
I
of.
know that's not your reason.
Yeah, that's not my reason. I have other reasons why I just don't like Jenny. It's just
Yeah.
the way she was written at times
Alright.
and some of her actions.
You know what? I shall play ball with this. I will also give my thoughts on Falcon University and see how it changes later on. So at the moment, actually, I think I've said this before sometimes, but at the moment, my stance on Falcon Core is that yes, it doesn't really serve too much of like the main plot from later. But then again, neither do like the early MyStreet seasons or Phoenix Drop High season 1. It just kind of like it's because like when it like at the time it came out, it was expected to be like, oh, everything is going to fit together rather than just having these characters.
But where it was
placed
placed though was in a poor spot when you think about it, because like it's placed in between season 5, which is one
That's
of the.
what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It's because when it came out that it stands out more as something that doesn't come out. So for me, it wasn't any more filler or any less filler than some of those other stuff. And I like seeing the characters that come back. I enjoy seeing the new ones, particularly the new ones, actually, because as I said before, different setting, you have a different combination of people, both old and new. It's a good chance to play off these things.
Oh,
Granted,
what do you mean? In a college series, mixing old and new is a good idea? No.
Changing setting. In a changed setting, yes.
Changing settings, mixing old and new is a good idea. No, I want to hear you say that.
I did say it.
Oh.
What in referencing right now that I have said that I've been against that.
Oh no, but mixing old and new is a good idea. It keeps something familiar by giving you something new instead of giving you something just straight up new. Instead of just having.
So what I think Aiden's referring to here is
I'm not.
That if the Mutant Girl cast ever had to get to college, I don't know if any of them would actually go to the same place or not.
And did I not suggest the idea of maybe like Raina or Julius and Agatha be like having like one or two friends follow Morwenna there, and then getting rid of the old, getting rid of some of the old and mixing some of the new in, and then having obviously new friends be introduced as well. Did I not suggest that?
You did suggest that, but only after I declined the idea of them all going to the same place.
I mean, to be fair, like in real life, like I am going to community college, so I mean, it's possible they all would go to community college as well, but I don't know. Not even all my friends are going, purely because they have like brothers and sisters going to like bigger universities and stuff like that for some reason. Even though community colleges are realistically better because they're less expensive on your budget, and you get all your mandatory classes out of the way beforehand. Anyways, go to community college. Do not go to a big university immediately. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But because unlike in Britain, college,
if you're in the US, then do that.
No, and the Mutant Girl is in the US, so it would. The Mutant Girl cast should, but they're probably going to go to a big university and probably going to live on campus because that makes the most amount of sense, and it's a fictional series. You don't need a
so you don't live on campus. Okay.
No, I don't live on my campus at my community college. I do not live on campus.
If we do that setting, I'm definitely obviously I'll check back for you anyway because we always plan this stuff together. But yeah,
I mean, I'll probably eventually I'm probably gonna not live on campus at all during college, which is kind of sad because like I don't get to live the college dream or whatever. But I probably couldn't handle living the college dream because I have a lot of issues and I have appointments.
You're the one who just said community college was better, so
Oh no, I know, but when I lived the college dream, because technically I'm going to actual college eventually one day, maybe.
Okay. Wait, so
it is real college, but I'm going to like a non-community college in 2 years.
Wait, so people go to community college first and then go to other universities?
Yeah, no, community colleges are used to transfer credits. You get all your credits for cheaper at a community college, and then you transfer to a big university for certain core subjects like English or like certain classes, because community colleges don't have all the classes. Community college just normally has the bare essentials like maths, Englishes, histories.
Okay, well in that case, we're going to have to look at what they actually want to study and see who actually does take that approach and who doesn't.
I mean, that would be interesting, but I don't know. Yeah, that's something to talk about later when we get to that point in the story, or closer to that point.
Yes, absolutely. Also, it would mean renouncing the idea of like a new college roommate or something. Actually, you know what? That's another character that should have come back. Terra. Terra from Falcon Claw deserved better.
Yeah, I mean, the main problem with Falcon Claw is the fact that it happened when it did, and the fact that all those new characters existed. Because when it came to Phoenix Drop High Season 2, the popular ones came back for Starlight. I mean, granted, it didn't make much sense that everyone's going to Starlight now, even though it's stated to be expensive.
Yeah, it didn't make sense that they were in the pack specifically as well.
But still, but we still had a bunch of Phoenix Drop High Season 2 characters come back. We didn't even get a character from Falcon Claw coming back because it wouldn't make sense to the story. And I feel like that's the massive shame, because I thought a lot of the interesting characters were a lot of cool characters would have worked.
Oh, Aiden, are you saying that certain characters coming back into the story would not make sense?
Yeah, and what
I do it. I can do it to you.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we're talking about a slice of life series versus a non-slice of life season about them being on the run in a lockdown island, versus the idea of characters going to most likely a university a few hours away at most because they're going to college.
If Falcon Claw was made beforehand, you definitely would have seen some of the characters just moving into the neighborhood, a la Season 1, just being like, hey, guess what? I'm Crystal. I'm looking for my 3 brothers. Have you seen them anywhere? Don't worry.
I don't know. I just feel like Falcon Claw has a lot of issues, and definitely that contributes to where it is placed in the timeline, or the production date. He's it's a fine series. It would be fine if it was pre-season 5. If it was pre-season 5, I think it could have worked better, in my opinion.
This is what it boils down to for me. It's like the expectation of what MyStreet has become versus, what it actually was, or what it started out being.
Yeah, but it changed over time, so we have to expect with the new changed MyStreet. We can't abide by the same rules of the original MyStreet.
That depends. With a prequel, you can somewhat get away with that, depending on how you go about it. Because obviously, if it's set before,
but the previous prequel also set up
with a different tone.
Yeah, but the previous prequel set up expectations that prequels will connect massively to MyStreet, with season 2 of Phoenix Drop High massively connecting to season 4 of MyStreet. So by that logic, Falcon Claw should have connected a lot more to season 6 in some regards.
And thus, I wanted to bring Xavier back. But I'm thinking that the main thing we're focusing on here with Falcon Claw, it seems that the expectations that came from everything else before it are what is bringing it down. It's the MyStreet of Legend of Korra, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what happens, I suppose.
True. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be fine watching it. I'm sure I'm not gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun time, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean,
less
grand scheme of
less werewolf weirdness and mixed messages and stuff. So it does have its benefits, even over the stuff we just said was some of the best of MyStreet.
But again, I still feel like on its own merit, it's still one of the weakest prequels, because Phoenix Drop High Season 1 really did show the beginning of the characters and was focused on the beginning of the characters, and Season 2 was focused on the werewolves and that whole narrative. But I feel like Falcon Claw also has a focus issue where it has a bunch of plot lines and a bunch of ideas in it, like Aaron's love life, Aphmau being harassed, Gara's feelings. There's so many ideas packed into Falcon Claw, which could be the main idea that it hurts Falcon Claw as a product, because there's so many core ideas at play that could be the main idea of Falcon Claw.
I don't know about that, because the other prequels did have a bunch of stuff that happens too. In fact, season 1 of Phoenix Drop High it had the mini arc structure, so stuff even came and went, actually.
Yeah, but it also focused on the idea of the beginning of these characters, and that was the core focus. What was the core idea of Falcon Claw?
Well, what I thought at the time was that it was going to be to tie in how exactly we transition from Phoenix Drop High into season 1, or into the big move, I should say, rather.
And did we do that?
Somewhat, but not near to the degree that I expected.
we did it terribly, is the answer, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was somewhat right in when I went into it, but also like
it kind of reminds me of my feelings on season 6 of Supernatural, because like with season 6, like most Supernatural seasons have an idea. Like season 4 of Supernatural is angels and the devil coming to life, you know, or the devil coming to freedom. I forget. It's been a while since I watched it, but those are the core ideas in season 4 of Supernatural. Why does that sound familiar
to me?
Yeah. Listen, apparently, looking back at it, I get inspired by a lot of stuff. Aiden gets inspired too easily.
Yeah, again, which I said before is not a problem. The Music Girl is the same thing. If anything, Music Girl was actually season 3 is inspired by season 5 of MyStreet, combining the aftermath of what happened in the previous traumatic season with the actual like return to form of what it was before, which seems to be what people want. This is what Monet wants from that stream we did a while ago. So we're onto something there. So yeah, that's fine. Why not? You go ahead and take Abraxas from Supernatural or something. Anyway,
well,
you're saying
it's the literal devil in Supernatural, by the way. It's like literally Satan.
Well, yeah, of course.
I am not even joking about that. It's literal Satan. It's great. You know, Supernatural is a great show, but season 6 was a mess because there were so many ideas and so many characters at play. The fact that when the conclusion came around, it completely shifted gears to a new idea, and then it just kind of ruined Supernatural season 6 for me, because like season 6 was kind of a hot mess because the writers didn't know what they wanted to do, and I feel like to a certain extent that's kind of what happened with Falcon Claw. Like there's so many ideas at play, like because like at certain points in Falcon Claw, we literally dropped the plot about Aphmau being harassed, and we focused on Aaron for too long. And then we were like, oh yeah, Aphmau exists, because like I feel like Aaron became the main character for several episodes, and Aphmau became less of the main character. Like
I think that's overall a byproduct of Jason coming into the writing team and giving Aaron more stuff to do. Like season 4 onwards has that become a running thing.
Yeah, but in season 4 and 5, it makes sense when Aaron takes over. Well, Aaron didn't even really take over during season 5, I mean. During season 5, he didn't really take over. He was kind of just more present and more developed and had his own thing and had his own scenes.
He was the central focus of a lot of the conflicts.
Yeah, but at least when it happened in this season, Aphmau was just as prevalent. But certain points in Falcon Claw has Aphmau being less prevalent. Because Aphmau doesn't appear in some episodes.
You know who's to blame for that, though? You know who's to blame for that, Aphmau not being around? Our good old buddy, Derek, who wouldn't let Aaron talk to anyone, pretty much.
Well, yeah, but Aphmau can still do stuff when Aaron isn't, without Aaron. Like, Aphmau has her own life. And her own
oh, yeah, true. I mean, as far as, like, Aaron's plot lines, her being pregnant.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Obviously, you know, being the main character, she's definitely got to have other stuff going on.
Yeah, but in some episodes, she didn't even appear, and that's a massive issue, because, like, maybe it could show, like, a confidence arc about her slowly not caring what people think, you know, or about her, like, maybe eventually telling off some people. Maybe that could be a scene. I don't know.
You know what would have been great, actually? I just realized something. The confidence arc, that's another thing to do with that, is the fact that obviously this is still during the time in Aphmau when, you know, pretty much everyone of the male disposition was into her in some way or another. So actually, you know, growing to like understand that and actually like be somewhat more like that, like I guess comfortable, like, you know, able to work past that with the people as well, getting them involved with like actually, you know, staying close to her as friends. Maybe the beginning of Gareth and Lawrence's antics as well, if Lawrence had been a thing in this one. That's also something else. That would have been a great way again to tie it in. I guess if you did have like that, it'd be like a big focus there. I mean, I would have been fine if it had a second season during Aphmau's second year or something that then tied everything in. It doesn't.
Yeah, but the whole time jump thing happened in Falcon Claw. And honestly, in my opinion,
yeah, at the end. I mean, if that part
Falcon
didn't
Claw
happen,
is a bit of a mess. Like Falcon Claw has a lot of good in it, but it's also a hot mess. Versus,
you know what? That just sums up MyStreet as a whole, doesn't it? Even
True.
this season, we said the exact same thing about it.
True, but it's a lot more of a mess to me in Falcon Claw versus in this season, you know?
Well, we shall see. At the moment, I personally don't see as much of a difference, but will I eventually? We'll find out. But we will find out in quite some time. Actually, we've got a bit of a break because the next time we're going to see we're going to come back to this place is during last day of school. Graduation days, episode 1. Featured by graduation days, of course, being the 5 parts that came before that, in case anyone forgot that. So that comes first, and that is on October 5th. So we've got a bit of a break, but we'll see you on October 5th. Same time.
Oh,
same.
Wait, I just realized something. You know what would have been a good way?
You ruined the catchphrase.
I ruined out pro. But you know what would have been a better way to have a prequel season tie into season 6? Actually have a Phoenix Drop High season 3. Like, I'm not even joking. Just have a Phoenix Drop High season 3. That way you could develop some of the characters that are at the school. Like, you could develop characters like Daniel, Dottie, Ryland. Like, those characters can develop. We get to see more of them. We get more attached to Aphmau. Who else would be there?
But did they need more developments to catch by season 6? Particularly those ones. They just didn't.
Well, not really, but like at the same time, in my philosophy of characters especially is the more you see them, the more development they go through, the more stuff we see them in, the more you're gonna care about them and what happens to them. That's why I give characters, even characters inconsequential scenes, but you have them appear constantly. Because that way, when we get to climaxes,
you wouldn't even need to have a season 3 necessarily, because season 3 of Falcon Claw, season 3 of Phoenix Drop High, I would have then focused on Zay and the Shadow Knights and the rise of that, for example.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. We would
actually, if you want to do that with Falcon Claw, the same principle would apply there. Just bring the people who would be around. I suppose. I don't know. I mean, Daniel obviously didn't study hard enough, apparently, or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Daniel could have been there actually, and it would be interesting seeing more development for Daniel because, like, Daniel
Ryan and
goes
Dottie
through
would have
some.
gone somewhere, certainly.
I mean, yeah, but Daniel goes through a lot of trauma during season 6, and it would have been nice to see Daniel happy for like another season before trauma happens.
We do like seeing Daniel happy. This is true.
I like happy Daniel and like slice of life Daniel. Too bad he has to go through trauma.
Hey, you know what? You could even pair him up with Diana. You know, have the edgy, like, you know, the poser goth werewolf being around, and suddenly versus Daniel's like overwhelming positivity, him trying to find another werewolf squad to bond with or something, or she actually latched onto him because he has experience as an alpha or something, gives off that scent or whatever. I don't know, something like that. And then eventually Daniel's the one who discovers that it was, you know, the big twist at the end and such because of that connection. I don't know.
The only real problem including Daniel would be the fact that you'd have to explicitly write the story to where Daniel never interacted with Aaron.
Which I don't think is necessarily a problem, considering that Aaron already has an excuse not to interact with anyone.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay. One more thing about Falcon Claw actually that would have made it way better. More Nekoette, please. Anyway, so that's that. So yeah, we'll see you on October 5th, same time, same place, 5 years later. Until then, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe to us already, and also subscribe to Aiden.
Anyways, wait. I'm kidding.
Oh my word.
That's a joke. What? That's a joke. I'm joking.
Okay, we're done. Bye. On that note, until next time, farewell. We're off.
Bye.